Hello guys and welcome here. My name is Asin and welcome back to another of my courses. So before we even start talking about Java and programming, I'd like to thank you all for joining this course. Honestly, for me, it's an honor to help you learning about this topic, and I'm pretty sure you will like this course. So basically, what exactly this course will all be about. So pretty simple. You'll see this course is mostly about programming with Java. So the way I work is pretty simple. So for those of you who maybe took another course with me, you know that I love to work with a lot of examples. So this is exactly what we're going to have in this course. So pretty simple. We're going to have a lot of examples and a lot of practice. So you guys will be able to have the theoretical concepts about Java and the practice. So basically we're gonna do a lot of practice because for me personally, what's the best way to learn is really to practice. So what exactly is the goal of this course? So pretty simple. For me personally, when I was creating this course, the main goal of it is really to help you understand what exactly is Java programming and how it works. So there are plenty of other programming languages out there, and Java is really an advanced programming language. So in my opinion, it's the same level as Python. Personally, I think it's a little bit more complicated than Python. My favorite one is Python, but Java is really close to it. So it's an amazing programming language, and my goal here in this course is really to teach you all the basics about it. So basically, we're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about well, really from the beginning, which is setting up everything and really writing your first lines of code until the moment that you guys will write a little bit more advanced lines of code. So we're gonna learn to do different tasks, so mathematical calculations, really print some basic stuff, and you'll see it's pretty cool to learn. It's a little bit more different from other programming languages, but for those of you who already have some programming experience, let's say you did a little bit of Python or a little bit of C++, or I don't know, any other programming language, you'll see the logic behind it is pretty much the same. What else we're going to do? So we're going to learn how to create basic applications with Java. So basically when I'm talking about basic applications, you'll see, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's going to be really simple applications that, well, the main goal of those applications is pretty simple, but you'll learn a lot by creating them. It's not because it's simple that it's simple to make. So you'll see there is a logic behind everything that we're going to do in this course. And the goal here is really to teach you how exactly it works and how exactly you can program in really an efficient way with Java. Finally, the goal here of this course will be understanding how to work with basic and more advanced Java features. So we're going to work with different Java features and libraries, and basically what's going to happen in this course is that we're going to use them to perform different tasks. So you'll see we're going to have a lot of really interesting and interactive tasks that we're going to do in this course. In order to help you really learn about this programming language. So for those of you who don't necessarily have experience in programming, don't worry. I'm really starting out from the basics. It's really a beginner's course, and my goal here is really to teach you everything step by step in order for you guys to really become better programmers. All right, so what exactly will you be able to do by the end of this course? So first thing that you will be able to do is really write and understand lines of code to perform various tasks. So what I'm trying to say by this is that you guys will be able to write down your own lines of code, basically based on what you will have learned in this course. And with those lines of code, you will be able to perform any tasks that you want. Well, maybe not any tasks that you want, because some are really complicated to make, but really some basic tasks. And what's interesting is that you will get the logic of programming, and you will start thinking more like a programmer when you will write down your code. So this is my goal here. My goal is not, my goal with this course is not teaching you how to write down video games or really complicated things. It's really teaching you the logic behind programming. So this way you guys will understand exactly how to write down basic lines of code, and based on those basic lines of code, you will be able to write down more complex lines of code, more complex functions, and then more complex programs, then basic programs, and then more complex programs. Next thing that we're going to do is really learn to use Java in an efficient way. So basically, to perform an operation, well, if it's a simple operation, we're not gonna write down, I don't know, like 20 lines of code to perform a simple operation. We'll try to be as efficient as possible and really try to not write too much to perform small tasks. If we don't have to write too much, we will not necessarily do it. If we need to write down long codes, well, we'll write down long codes. It's not a big deal. But my goal here is really to help you out, help you being more efficient when you are writing down different lines of code, or basically when you are coding in Java. Finally, it will be, well, another thing that you will be able to do is understanding and being able to use different tricks to write different Java projects. So it's pretty much the same thing as the first one. So basically you will understand everything that you will write. So my goal here is really not just that you guys do copy and paste. So it's pretty simple. I write something on the screen and you just copy and paste what I'm doing. It's well, it's not gonna be really useful for you guys. My goal is really that you look at the code, listen to what I say, and really try to understand each and every step. And by understanding each and every step, you'll see this is how you will become a better programmer and how you will learn how to program in an efficient way, if we can say it this way. Because once again, if you just do only copy and paste and you're happy because everything works, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have understood how to program in Java. My goal here is really to teach you the logic behind everything, and well, behind Java programming, and that you will be able then to program by yourself, or at least to write down some basic lines of code and really create some basic applications by yourself. Because by creating basic applications, you will be able to create more advanced things. You will be able to understand more things, and then basically use Java for your own goals. So besides of that, as I said, if you guys are experienced programmers, let's say you have programmed in another programming language, you'll see you should probably already have the logic of programming and writing down codes. So it's gonna be a little bit more easier for you. For everybody else, so basically for all the beginners that have never wrote any single line of code of their life, you'll see it's not gonna be that complicated. Well, maybe you'll find it a little bit complicated, but in my opinion, the most complicated part is really understanding and starting thinking from a programming logic. So it's really getting that logic. But once you have it, once you start thinking like a programmer, if we can say it that way, it's gonna be way more easier, and you'll see it's gonna be automatic. And the more you practice, the more it's gonna be easier. So I'm not gonna tell you that right after this course you'll become a master in Java. No, of course not. You'll have to finish the course and practice everything that you have learned, and by practicing you will become really master of your art. And this is my goal here, is really to basically show you the way, show you everything that you need to know in order to really start out in this programming language, and then grow slowly but steadily by practicing everything that you have learned. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class.